This is Floresta, a Christian non-profit organization which has officially launched the Watersheds Transformation Programme in Nkhata Bay District, aiming to restore the local ecosystem. Villagers exhibited palpable excitement, anticipating positive changes in environmental restoration, economic empowerment, and spiritual renewal. During the launch, graced by Minister of Natural Resources and Climate Change, Floresta Malawi board chairperson Professor Judith Kamoto highlighted the alarming rate of trees being cut in the area, emphasizing the urgent need for restoration. Professor Kamoto expressed concern over soil erosion, which could detrimentally affect rivers and the lake, adversely impacting both the environment and aquatic life.
Our model for Floresta in Malawi is a watershed approach. In most of the countries that Floresta is working, basically they are working in hilly areas just like here in Nkhata Bay, so that we can restore beautiful areas. So we have community structures that we have put in place. We have gone through our chiefs, and there are a women's group, there is an environmental group, but there is also the spiritual side. We have our pastors that are already preaching in churches, so that then all of us together we can hold hands and we can bring back the vegetation and the forest in these hilly areas. The intention to extend is there. We have started with Nkhata Bay. One of the characteristics for us to choose an area to work in is hilly. So in Malawi there are so many hilly areas, and we intend to move with results and lessons from here to other districts in the country. So we are guided by remote sensing, the maps that we see, and how hilly the areas are, but we also look at deforestation rate in that area, and also how poverty levels are in that particular area.
In his remarks, Usi says the government alone cannot blanket cover the country with development. As such, the coming in of Floresta to join the reforestation drive is a welcome gesture.
This is a typical, practical example of a good relationship that is existing between the state and non-state actors. On 18th January, when the President launched the tree planting season of this year, World Vision was an example of an organization that is a non-state actor working with government. Today, the 25th, we are here. Floresta is doing the same. So it is very encouraging that non-state actors are participating in the development of this country. And Malawi is providing that conducive environment that non-state actors can take part in the development of this country, ensuring that the people are not left behind. Because as government, we cannot be everywhere. We cannot blanket cover Malawi with development. NGOs, civil society organizations should come on board. And the President, when he talks about Malawi 2063, he has always talked about inclusion. That's what Dr. Lazarus Nkhata has been encouraging all of us to do. And I'm very happy that today we have a practical example of what ought to be done.
Usi then expressed optimism to break the syndicate behind rampant cutting down of trees in protected areas where it has been observed that even immature trees are being targeted.
We are not going to spell out the strategies or action steps we are going to take, because this is a syndicate. There are some individuals with authority that are also participating in this malpractice. Because we know that they are in there, we are going to take necessary measures to stop them. When licenses are issued, they don't include cutting down of trees which have not matured. This is a big problem, and we have seen it, and it must be stopped. And I can assure you that this time around, it's not only government complaining. The civil side organizations, companies, and individuals, they are complaining. And because everybody has now come to understand this malpractice and its impact, I am very hopeful that the war against these individuals is going to be much, much easier than ever before.
In his remarks, Nkhata Bay District Commissioner Rogers Newa said statistics indicate that the district is losing about 3.4% of its trees annually, and Floresta has come in handy.
No, it's quite good news for the district. Floresta is a big organization, and we are 35 district councils in Malawi. By identifying themselves with Nkhata Bay, I think it's good news for us. As you can see, that we are better off district in terms of forest cover. However, I think when we go by the statistics, we find that we are losing the environment by 3.4%. And we don't have to leave that to chances. I think what we should do is to put in measures and strategies that we shouldn't register any loss of environment. And the Floresta is one of the answers that we have as Nkhata Bay. So we are very proud, we are very happy that they're here. As a district, we have a forestry department. I think one of the roles that it has got to do is to ensure that we facilitate the establishment of the natural resources village management committees. I believe that we cannot be able at least to monitor from the district level. And you also find out that most of the culprits and the victims for this degradation we're talking about are the villagers themselves. So as one of the approaches that we employ is where we empower the community themselves so that they can take charge about their own environment, about their own development. So what we're doing is to ensure that each and every village man has a committee which is called the Natural Resources Village Management Committee, so that they can monitor themselves. They can also have an oversight in terms of what is happening in the community. Apart from that, what we're also doing is every year we have the National Tree Planting Day replicated in the district. So as a district, we also plant as many trees as possible to ensure that we restock maybe the lost trees that we have. At the same time, as a council, we do not take that program as a program for the Department of Forestry. We take it as a council program. So we all take part. That's the reason why you see us here supporting a department, because we believe at the end of the day, it's the district council that is accountable.
Every year, Floresta will be funded by Plant with Purpose to support watershed restoration projects. In his remarks, Chief Executive Officer for Plant with Purpose, Scott Sabin, says they see a lot of opportunity in the area which has good soil and that the people are eager.
What I expect is to see a lot more trees, a lot more tree cover, but also people who are more well off because they're earning more money from their farm, they're growing more food, they're able to better feed their children and send their children to school. And I'm hoping too that collaborating with the churches, we can share God's love with people. This is a small seed, and we usually start with just a few communities, but the need is all over the country, all over Africa, all over the world. And what starts here, I think, can be an example and a model for the rest of Malawi, and ultimately for all of us. I think that that example is going to change lives, not just here, but all around the world.
The launch, held under the theme Restoration for Sustainable Watersheds, marks a significant step towards environmental conservation and community development in Nkhata Bay District.